Hello, friends. Happy Friday. How's everyone doing tonight? I am very happy that it's Friday. I've got the Matches Memorial Friday Savinelli, and I've got some Haunted Bookshop in it, as is the tradition here. And great to see so many folks here already. And got lots of folks to say hello to. There's Patrick Grant. Good to see you, Patrick. You're early tonight, buddy. There's my buddy Poem, Pete F. Good to see you, Pete. Big Dave, Gary Edminster, Steve Russell, White Ash Piper, Tim Fournier, who's no elf, he's a dwarf with your... Okay, Tim. Signalman Tony from Rhode Island, how's it going, Tony? Todd Munson, Texas Piper, hello there, Eddie. Mushroom Leg, how you doing, my friend? Robert Miller. All right, well, that gets us caught up for the moment, I believe. And I hope you're all Happy that it is Friday evening and looking forward to a fine weekend. This was the past 2 days I spent working from home, and it's been raining today, and yeah, it's weird. The weather seems to be oscillating now between, like, it's summer, right? Right over the weekend we had weather that was in the mid 80s, and it was quite sunny and beautiful and summery, and now yesterday and today feels almost like it's a day in November. It's just cold and rainy. And it's that annoying, just kind of drizzly rain that just, it doesn't have the decency to just pour down. Flint Hill Briar, how are you to Beowulf and Miss Kathy? Good to see you guys tonight. And there's Pipe Ninja. Konnichiwa to you, Cliff. P.A. Piper, good to see you, buddy. George Tieterman. Big Dave says crazy things are happening in the ocean. Stay on dry land, everyone. I couldn't agree more, Big Dave. I don't think if we were meant to be in the oceans, we'd have gills. Tim, I didn't have time to order my Rollins Band poster, but it'll be up next week, I promise. There's Michael Case. Michael's having some pirate cake and a rough cherry church warden with a forever stem. And some virgin. I better put my glasses on for that. A virgin G&T, okay. Good deal, Michael. I just bought some gin, actually, but I forgot the tea for my gin and tonic. So tonight we are having another Yingling. And this beer's travel. I'll tell you that story later, if we don't have anything else to talk about, because it's not that interesting. Taciturn Richard, wishing everyone happy Pipe Week. Every week's Pipe Week. Every day is Pipe Smoking Day. I get up some days. I don't know why. It's a strange thing when you think about it, but I do wake up some days and say, yeah, maybe I won't smoke today. And that never lasts beyond like 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's not that I crave, that I have like withdrawal or anything. It's just like, yeah, I enjoy it. I'm going to do it. But it's funny that I get those thoughts. Patrick Grant's got Low Country, Natural Virginia and Burley, and a Phil Rivera Saddle Bit Billiard. What a combination. When Hill Briar says mammals aren't made to dive too deeply, and I believe it was Beowulf and Miss Kathy that pointed out there's a lot of things that can eat you in the ocean. Pipe Ninja, I couldn't agree more. Texas Piper's got some Rustica in a... Oh, went too fast. Got to keep up, Michael. See, the problem is when I do that, it scrolls too far, and then I can't find where I was. And Rustica in a Peterson with a Hefeweizen. Very nice. Tim making a Fathom joke. Always enjoy a good Fathom joke, Tim. Poem asks if he may mention a good 8-minute video on YouTube about tobacco. Only if it's one of my videos. But no, I'm just kidding, Poem. Of course you can. Let us know. Let us know. As long as it's about pipe tobacco. There's Leatherback Piper, and he's enjoying some McBaron Stockton in an 80s Joby. Very nice. Had a big sale on Stockton, or was a release of Stockton, or am I thinking of something else? I think it was Stockton. Tobacco Pipes International. How you doing, Mark? Good to see you, buddy. Flint Hill says he don't care for nicotine, but often crave the enjoyment of a good pipe full of nice tobacco. Yeah, I think I'm the same way, Flint Hill. I really do, because if I get a cold or something, I go a week without, and I just don't want it because it's not pleasant. But yeah, if I'm fine and fit and healthy and I got nothing else to do, I'm gonna want a pipe. Oh, mushroom leg. Have I told that story, or did I just promise to tell it about driving the McDonald's manager crazy? I can't remember if I told it or not. Artie from Artie's place, how you doing there? And yeah, Mark, those grips look fantastic. I don't know if you guys saw, but Corvette Jim or whatever he's going by these days, you know who I mean. Yeah, he had Tobacco Pipes International make him a set of grips for one of his pistols, and it really turned out fantastic. P.A. Piper's got Royal Yacht and a Radice. Jeffrey Feinberg, who has not caused the great digital apocalypse this week. Oh, they're sold out now. Okay. Yeah, Flint Hill, I know what you mean. I mean, if you can't smell or something, it's just not enjoyable, and you put it down. The only reason to do this is that you enjoy doing it. It doesn't make sense otherwise. And my wife is, as I've said many times, very understanding, and but she looks at me sometimes like, "Why are you taking that thing? We're only going to be gone 15 minutes." And the reason is that I know that if I have this, I will be sane when I get home. And it's really as simple as that. I can't say for certain I'd be insane if I didn't have it, but I know for certain I'll be sane if I do have it. And there's the smooth piper. How you doing, Peter? He's got Haunted Bookshop at his Friday 7, Ellie. Bearwolf and Miss Kathy, no pipe tonight, just a Canuco cigar. Nothing wrong with that. Appalachian Storyteller, How Tobacco Shaped Appalachia. It's a historical account from the hill people of Appalachia, and it's interesting with historical old black and white photos. Well, that sounds fantastic, Paul. Yeah, we'll definitely have to look that up. So is Appalachian Storyteller the channel? Um, anyway, guys, that sounds like a good one. Margate is hard to find. That's one of the esoterica blends, so yeah, by definition. Well, was it? Flint Hill Briar says he toyed with the idea of opening up his sinuses with some of the North Pole peppermint blend that he has. Was it Michael Case? Was it you that was smoking the mint flavored tobacco when you had a cold? Seems like a good idea. I don't know. I mean, you put it in tea, you put it in a lozenge. Why not put it in your tobacco? All right, Paul. I will definitely check that out, and I encourage everyone else to. That sounds like a fantastic video. It was you, Michael. Okay. And it worked for you? Yeah, PA Piper, that's kind of how I think about it too. Like, Why would I want mint flavored tobacco? But I don't know. If I had a cold, maybe. All right, fantastic. So Michael Case gives it a thumbs up. Now the problem is I would have to buy some and wait until I got a cold. Doug Owen, how you doing, buddy? I don't know who wanted Margate. We were just talking about it being hard to get. Is somebody looking for Margate? Captain Black Mint. There you go, Eddie. Yes, I'd have to order it and wait until I got a cold. And knowing me, I'm not going to be able to just let it sit there. I'm going to try it, and it's going to be awful, and then I'm not going to want to try it when I get a cold. So that's just not going to work. Phil Rivara, how you doing, Phil? It's good to see you tonight. Hope all is well. Paul Johnson, enjoying some Solani, Silver Flake, and Amir. Very nice. So the North Pole is pretty heavy on the mint. With a name like North Pole, I guess it has to be. Either that or it's reindeer jerky flavored. Ah, Beowulf and Miss Kathy use some menthol nasal snuff, and even their toenails could breathe after that. Oh yeah, I wouldn't expect there to be any ghosting, Eddie. Kevin Doolin smoking a cigar. Macanudo Inspirado Black. There we go. That did not want to come out. Then black stale beer. Doug's got some Margate on the shelf, and White Ash is asking what it is. I don't know the Esoterica blends well, so I can't tell you. I think it's one of their vapors, but could be wrong. Jeffrey Feinberg's got a nice Peter Stokeby English blend and a Stanwell Bulldog. Very nice. Margate is Pembroke minus the cognac, says Pipe Ninja. Well, Pipe Ninja, I'm gonna just assume the next question. What is Pembroke? Yeah, Michael, I remember seeing quite a bit of Esoterica back in the day too. And what's the one that everybody gets all excited about? The Lotta Kia one. Um, Not Squadron Leader. Maybe no, it's not. Penzance. Penzance used to you just pick it up off the shelf. And it's a fine blend, but not anything I'm gonna spend hundreds of dollars for a tin of, especially since it's a lot of Kia. Ah, so it's a Virginia Oriental. Okay. Well balanced, robust, and eminently satisfying smoke. Somebody's typing off the tobacco tin, I think, PA Piper. Well done, Pipe Ninja. So Pembroke is a bunch of great leaf plus cognac. It is a tasty beer, Mark. It's a Yingling lager. Which branch of the U.S. military has the most pipe smokers? Asked Big Dave. I would have, back in the day, guessed the Navy. Before it became a hobby, yeah. Ah, copy it and paste it. Even better, PA Piper. I was thinking it was original up until that ending with, eminently satisfying. That sounded a little overwritten. Kevin Doolan's got 94 degrees. Wow. And George Tiedeman's got Walter Raleigh aromatic and a Bing's favorite with Scotch on the rocks. Nice. XJ, how you doing, buddy? Good morning to you. Yeah, I was surprised, PA Piper, when I was out in Pittsburgh. It was hotter there than it was here. Apparently some fairly extreme weather. Yeah, I agree, Doug. It's a perfectly fine blend, but it's not something to chase after for sure. Glenn Hill Breyer started out with Crooner, and now he's having Sir Walter Raleigh. Triple digits for Kevin Doolan next week. My goodness. Wasn't it English sailors who came up with a scudo, says White Ash Piper. I don't know about a scudo in particular, but I know sailors used to roll their tobaccos in ropes, mostly for storage reasons, and then they could just cut off a piece and chew it if they couldn't smoke. Weather was bad or whatnot. So any coin or rope can be traced back to that sort of naval influence. I don't know about the scudo in particular, though. Doug says ice in the scotch is blasphemous. I'm not a I'm not a brown liquor on the rocks guy myself, Doug, and I like it neat, and that's one of the things. I don't want to waste the whole show talking about this because you probably saw my video on last Sunday, but I watched The Shining, and one of the things that bothered me was that he was drinking bourbon on the rocks. Well, Tim, they had to put lime in it for the rickets. Say no to scurvy. There you go. James Finn, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you tonight. Tim likes his on the rock, so that's okay. You know, if you like it, it's fine. It's just not my thing. That's why he went crazy with Suburban on the rocks. Yeah, White Ash could be. And I might have given the impression on Sunday that I didn't enjoy the movie, which I didn't mean to. I just didn't find it to be scary. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought it was a well-made film. I thought I thought it was a well-made movie. It just wasn't scary. Wow, that's a lot of ice there, Texas Piper. Yeah, I wouldn't want that. Yeah, I would have guessed there was a Spanish connection too, Doug, but escudo, if I'm not mistaken, is Spanish for coin. Or maybe it's a particular coin. The Society of Ordinary Gentlemen. I like it as the ladies prefer myself. 2 fingers neat. All right. I'm getting way behind here. Ron Hardcrackers, hello. Oh, glad you're feeling better, buddy. That sounds terrible. Mushroom Legs asking if The Exorcist scared me. Boy, it's been so long since I've seen a Mushroom Leg, I don't even remember. Ah, is that so, Flint Hill? In Moby Dick, the French whalers smoked pipes to cover the smell of cutting into the rotten whale. That's interesting. 44 degrees Fahrenheit in XJ's neck of the woods. My goodness. You're probably right, Doug. You're probably right about that. It was purely theatrical. Doesn't make much noise if you don't have the ice in the glass. You know, Tim, in retrospect, I can see there's a lot of comic moments in it. Uh, yeah. And then I watched some of the analysis and all that of there's a bunch of YouTube videos on The Shining. You could spend days just watching other people's thoughts about the movie and stuff. And boy, some of them are disturbing. They, when I first heard them talking, I was like, you weren't watching the same movie that I was watching. And then, as they were making their case, I was like, yeah, I guess you could take it that way. So disturbing. So Mushroom Leg wants to know which movies actually give me the frights, I guess is what you're saying. The thing is, Mushroom Leg, I will not watch slasher films, that kind of stuff. The real blood and gore slasher. Like I've seen the original Halloween, but I've never seen any of the follow-ons. I've seen the original Friday the 13th, but I've never seen any of the follow-ons. I think I saw Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and 2, but that was back in the day when I was still taking girls to the movies, and those were good movies to take girls to. Fill in the end of that for yourself. So I just don't enjoy them, Probably because they're just like that shock scare stuff, and yeah, they do definitely affect me. But when it's something like, a ghost story or a vampire or Wolfman or something, it's just not going to scare me because I know it's not real. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not easily scared by movies, I guess. Most movies are not scary if you mute the soundtrack. That's interesting, Phil. You're talking about the mood music, I guess. Big Country Briar gave up Kindergarten Cop for me. My goodness. I knew that Arnold had nothing on me. That's a good example, Patrick. I did watch Silence of the Lambs, and that was, but see, I wouldn't say it was scary. It was disturbing. Yeah, Doug, and I'll give it that. There was that disturbing quality to The Shining where it was in his mind, and you were basically watching a man lose his mind or regress because I'm not sure he had it in the beginning, but that is one of the benefits, Michael. No talking for 2 hours. Hitchcock films. Yeah, I mean they're really good at building suspense. Um, and again, you get that emotional component to it. That's true, Mushroom Leg. That what you don't see is often because you're imagining the thing you don't see. The thing from another world. That was scary for other reasons, Gary. Yep, absolutely, Peter. Hammer films, the old Universal films. Seven was a disturbing movie for sure, Tim. Spooky, sure, but I never understood the entertainment appeal of getting scared. Is that what you're asking about the brain science on there, Texas Piper? What's the appeal of being scared? Phil, I agree with you. Seeing Mr. Magoo lose his glasses is pretty anxiety provoking. Wait until I don't think I saw Wait Until Dark, Michael. That sort of sounds like the kind of thing I wouldn't watch. I also don't know Last Descent. Hallmark movies are terrifying, Kadri Jim. There you go, Mushroom Leg. You want to know what scares me? It's Hallmark movies. Never saw Blair Witch. Yeah, Doug, I agree with you about that. That there's got to be something going on there if you can bring that to the. And I don't know if you've seen the behind the scenes stuff. Kubrick's daughter filmed them, and there's this one shot in that little sort of mini documentary that she did where you see Nicholson go in and out of character, and it's like that. He goes from being like a raving lunatic to just being a guy, and that's a little scary to me that he could do it that easily. XJ is frightened by the U.S. police stop videos. Yeah, XJ, but how did he ask for directions? You know, if he wasn't respectful, he probably was asking for it. So, Eddie, the best explanation I have for why we like to be frightened, and I'm going back to my undergraduate psychology here, so take this with a huge grain of salt, is there was something called, I think it was called system activation theory or something like that, where the easiest way to explain it is, why do we ride roller coasters? And the reason we ride roller coasters is it feels good when it's over. Um, so that's it. We like that sort of safe thrill that brings us close to being in that situation, but not so close that it's dangerous. And then it feels really good when it's over. Who played the monster in The Thing from Another World 1956 version? I should know this. Ah. I know it's somebody surprising, Doug, and I cannot remember. Have not seen the first Scream, Tim. Sorry, guys, the chat's really getting away from me here. It's hard to keep up. I know, XJ, I was just kidding. Couch! Doodler smoke hole was crooked. Oh no. Hey, you know what I think I fixed? Yeah, I thought I fixed it. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Thank you, Couch. Very kind of you, buddy. I'm sorry about the crooked smoke hole. Adrenaline rush with safe parameters. That's exactly right, Tim. Exactly. Type 2 fun. Fun is only when it's over. I like that, Flindell. Yeah, that's one I never watched, Beowulf and Miss Kathy, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's just too, just the title of it is not something I would watch. Uh-oh. Oh. Gotta get out the hippie letter. I forgot to grab my Zippo tonight. Are people's heart rates while watching different movies trying to objectively name the scariest movie? Huh. Frankenstein, the true story. That would be scary. James Arness. Yes. I'm sure evolutionary psychology would have some interesting points on that, Tim. Clockwork Orange was disturbing for sure. Holmes says, try watching The Road, a post-apocalyptic movie of survival with scarce resources. Sounds interesting. Phil's favorite vampire movie was Interview with a Vampire. Never saw that one, Phil. People watching Showgirls is disturbing. I can get that. Raining in Western PA too, PA Piper. It's raining here in southeastern PA. Ralph Richardson was in Clockwork Orange. I did not realize that. Oh, okay, Phil. Yeah, I do like Kurosawa. Neil Day says running would probably be what killed him in a horror movie. I think a lot of us are in that boat, Neil. Phil has nightmares about B. Arthur. That's funny. Ah, Couch is going to Toledo. Very cool. Hope you have a good trip. I am done with the first pipe here, so I'm gonna slide over here and clean it up and get pipe number 2. But first, the drink. Pipe number 2. The Sassini. Thank you, Doug. What are we going to put in pipe number 2? You know what? We don't have many choices because I cleaned off my desk. So we're going to have Haunted Bookshop. The symptoms of being scared for a woman are similar to lust. That's why only women can be eubristic. Eubristic? Hmm. Home is drinking sake tonight. Phil says, Marathon Man struck a chord since I ran. Interesting. Yay, 4 dot indeed, Couch. I know, Tim, they are for Sundays, but I've been neglecting this one for a bit. Past couple of Sundays with all the travel and everything. It just felt right. Hybristic. Okay. Gotcha, Doug. Little boy walks into his parents' bedroom, Doug Owen says. He sees mom is in a cheerleader outfit and they're making got me spraying Haunted Bookshop all over. And they're making love. Go to your room, Dad says. Later, Dad sees Johnny scoring with Granny. What? That's so funny when it is your mom, Johnny says. Oh, Doug, that's terrible. Oh. What's wrong with the Mercedes-Benz song, Cliff? Every drunk single chick anthem? I don't know, Mushroom Lake. I've known a lot of drunk single chicks. I don't recall any of them ever singing that. Well, Doug, thank that customer for us. That was a good one. It was one of those ones I wish I read through silently before I said it out loud. I don't know, Phil. I don't know if I'd. I think Cliff might skip the Novocaine if you play that song during dental work. Get out some of those old time Western dental implements that he collects. It was, Doug. It was. I only turned a little bit red. Actually, I haven't seen any of the Wolf Creek movies. I'm not familiar with them. You're recommending? Couch, I'm a little leery, but an ex-Australian children's TV personality is the main character, says XJ. Well, how bad could it be? People used to die from dental issues in the 1800s, says Palm. Well, people used to die from infections in the 1800s. Yeah, that drill pumping leg got bigger, Michael. Indeed. Pretty good horror movies. Well, XJ, I will cautiously look at them, but like I said, I don't really like the slasher stuff. So if it's that kind of thing, I probably won't watch it. Really bad, huh, Couch? Palm, you had a root canal done with no anesthesia. Why? I don't think that's true, Phil. I mean, just the location of your teeth and what infections in those areas can do. Yeah. And not just because it's close to the brain, but there's also, blood flow issues and a lot of cardiovascular issues can be originated from dental problems. Oh yeah, Cards and Cubs playing tomorrow in London. That is cool. Well, they had to score 40 runs, Doug, because those English folk are used to the high cricket scores. They were trying to make them feel comfortable. The Jesus prayer got you through getting your teeth cleaned, Flint Hill. Well, that's fine. Personally, I just zone out and just I try not to think about where I am. And it works most of the time. But then occasionally I get the chatty hygienist who keeps pulling me back into the situation. Oh, the needles are why you don't get the anesthesia, Phil. Yeah. Yeah, XJ, that's something I probably wouldn't like. Sorry to say. So you're trying to be a tough guy, Paul, and it didn't work, huh? Yeah, Phil, my dentist is very chatty and he likes to ask me questions while he's got his hands in my mouth. And he pauses to wait for the answer, but he's actually got fingers in my mouth. There's just no way I could answer. I think he does it just to, he thinks it's funny. Oh, TV. That's interesting, Kevin. Yeah, Doug, I think I told this story before. I figured out cricket on my honeymoon in New Zealand, and I actually really enjoy it. It's but it's because it's a very mathematical, statistical game in a sense, and That's why I like baseball too. You know, there's the sort of statistical strategy behind it. And next year, the games in London are going to be the Phillies and the Mets. So that's something to look forward to. Looking forward to the Phillies. I don't care about the Mets. Yeah, he did have gloves on, Whiteash. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting, Michael. A YouTube video called "Cricket for Baseball Fans." That would be interesting. I'll have to look for that. So you have that fear too, Phil. I'm terrified of that drill bit touching my tongue, and it's never happened, but I'm convinced if I flinch, he's gonna like carve into my tongue. XJ, they might be able to understand me, but I just refuse to answer. I just look at them. They are both NL teams, Tim. Yep. Peter, did you just cheer for the Mets? I've lost a great deal of esteem for you, my friend. They used to go on for days, Doug, but apparently they ruined that now. Kind of like the pitch clock. The kids couldn't keep their attention for that long, so they had to shorten the games. Is that true, Beowulf and Miss Kathy? And Cliff, Pipe Ninja. So you have to take special classes to be able to understand people that have fingers in their mouth? Oh, that's right, Patrick. I remember you talking about your grandfather in the 20s playing cricket. Yes. A white ash. Yeah, let's all pile on the Mets. Come on. Cricket sounds like she came from an interesting family there, Tim. This is true, Kevin. He could be a Yankees fan. I know, Peter. I'm just teasing you. You got to root for the home team. Oh, Phil, maybe I'll give that a try next time. Patrick's a Yankees fan. That's okay, Patrick. We're all pipe smokers. Yes, teasing. Oh, God, Doug, that sounds awful. Kevin, I agree with you 1,000% on eliminating the shift, but I completely disagree with you on the pitch clock. It's ruining the game. Games aren't supposed to be fast. Messing up the strategy, it's messing. Nah, don't like it. Oh, there is still test cricket that goes on for days, Michael? I apologize, I was misled. Hey, Mark, thanks for dropping in. You have a good night and great weekend, buddy. And God bless you too. Croquet, yes, Phil. Now there's a game indeed. And I would not be at all surprised if there was a channel for it. What did I see a channel for recently? There's a pickleball channel. I don't even know what pickleball is, but there's a channel. And my wife and I one night came across the international, mind you, cornhole championships, which, yeah, was about as exciting as it sounds. But we watched it because it was funny. I think purist is fair enough, Texas Piper. Fried crickets. Big Dave asks what kind of food is served at cricket matches, and Pipe Ninja replies, fried crickets. Fast pitch croquet. There you go. Oh, the Tour de France starts the beginning of July. All the going forward and turning of NASCAR without any of the excitement of the engines. Well, they shouldn't have added the DH either, Kevin. Two wrongs don't make a right. Oh, Phil, not just cornhole championships, but the international cornhole championships. Tim's putting money down on the hot dog eating championship, huh? I don't know, Tim. I think the Japanese got us boxed into a corner on that one. It is depressing, Doug. I think it was sponsored by Johnsonville, Kevin. Yeah, badminton, Patrick Grant asks. I actually know someone, I don't know them personally. I know the sister of someone who was a professional badminton player. And when she told me that, I laughed because I didn't even know that was a thing. Apparently, he's very serious about it. I don't know if they're gherkin or sweet, Michael. I know nothing about pickleball. I just know it's a thing now, and apparently it's popular enough that it's got a channel. I thought Joey lost to the Japanese years ago, and so he's come back, Tim? Because I remember, oh God, it had to be 10, 15 years ago that like the record was 20 some hot dogs, and this Japanese guy showed up and ate 40. And yeah, there was actually a documentary about this called Gutbusters, which is fascinating if you get a chance to see it. Um, because it follows these guys as they're training for the hot dog eating competition. Really, really interesting. But they were just, it was the year that this Japanese guy ate, like he doubled the world record. And I didn't think, because the other times that I looked in on it, it seemed like the Japanese guy had won. So I figured that we were just never going to win again. Cherokee marbles. Beowulf and Miss Kathy. Hand hewn rock marbles, but now they're played with billiard balls similar to croquet. Fascinating. Yeah, he's a tiny little guy, Doug, so it's really remarkable that he can do that. And I would imagine it's uncomfortable too. Oh, Ron Hardcrackers just had a tobacco water dropped in front of him. Lucky guy. Pickleball sounds like another fine mess you gotten us into. Laurel and Hardy reference. Good one, Phil. Pickleball is an adaptation of tennis made accessible to all levels of athleticism and age, getting very popular both competitively and for recreation, says Texas Piper Eddie. Interesting. Joey did 70 a year or two. Oh, dear God. How much time do they have to eat? Do they have in the hot dog eating competition? Because 70 is an incredible number. Poem says cornhole would be as exciting as watching someone knit. I truly believe that cornhole is only interesting for the person that's actually throwing the beanbag. It's terrible for everybody else. 63 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. Chestnut did it in 22. Okay. 10 minutes. That's 6.3 hot dogs a minute. My goodness. Yeah, I see some guys bashing curling, but I'm with Flint Hill Briar. I enjoy watching it about every 4 years. Yeah, but it's one of the few Olympic events that I enjoy. Oh, you're right, Phil. I can't watch them either. Uh, but I'm fascinated by the whole concept of somebody putting themselves through that. Neil Day says that billiards and snooker is making a comeback. That is interesting. Hawaii is not allowing tobacco to be sent into the state starting July 1st, says Steve Russell. Wow, that's a big problem. Tim doesn't like curling. Kevin suggesting the eating competition is a weight loss weight loss therapy. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to eat after watching that. Oh my goodness, Poem, that's terrible. Dog ate a tray of biscuit dough that was rising and it rose in his stomach. That is really awful. Smarty Bob, hey, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, Big Dave, I think a slow smoking competition is right up there with cornhole, to be honest. If you're in the slow smoking competition, it's probably a lot of fun, but you don't want to watch it. Daniel Leslie, good evening, sir. Good to see you. Competitive eating viewing lesson in Noom. It would work. There's a challenge from Kevin for you, Tim. Watch some women's curling. You can bet on cornhole matches, Ron? My goodness. Highland Duncan, hello, welcome in from Scotland. Good to have you, my friend. Daniel, are you asking me what I'm smoking or are you asking everybody? I'm smoking Haunted Bookshop. This darn thing. There we go. I'm using this because I thought I fixed it. Yeah. Sheepdog and shepherd competitions, Big Dave brings up. You know, I've never seen a competition, but I've seen demonstrations of sheepdog, uh, sheepdogs doing their thing, and it's amazing. It's amazing how well behaved and how smart those dogs are. No, I'm sorry, not sheepdogs like the dogs with the stuff in front of their eyes, but they're what the heck are they? Border collies. Oh, so Daniel's asking in general what people are smoking. Mushroom Leg is smoking Peterson Irish Flake. Good choice. Peter Smooth Piper's loading up some HGL. There's Nonpareil Savinelli Paul. Tim's still smoking the pipe he started the show with and only one light. Tim is a slow smoke champ for sure. But Tim, you sent me a picture of that pipe and it's ginormous. So oh, Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy. I don't know which of you did it, but blowing up seagulls is not nice. Yeah, nobody is smoking in general. You're right, Phil. The in general is yeah. You can't have bare knuckle boxing without handlebar mustaches, Ron. Come on. Daniel asks, what blend of tobacco have I smoked that surprised me the most and ended up liking it? Phil, Honeymooner's line from Phil is funny. I'll let you read it. That's funny. I'm trying to think about what tobacco I smoked that surprised me. There you go, Doug. Visited friends in England the big Saturday night watching border collies herding sheep on TV. Sam, you're forgetting the first rule. That's okay, Steve. I was just teasing. Home asks, how would I describe the taste of tobacco? I'd say it's tobacco-y. Lumberjack competition, says Big Dave. And those World's Strongest Man competitions, there's something. Oh, I finally thought of what I knew there was something that recently surprised me. It was that Gaslight Haunted Bookshop mixture that I had that Mark in Rhode Island sent me. That was quite nice. Really surprisingly good. Yeah, Phil, I don't know what was going on there with Elon Musk and that man boy, but I would pay to see that. I just saw like headlines and stuff today. I haven't been following the story. Flint Hill, was that the original Sir Walter or the aromatic? I shouldn't say original. The the non-aromatic or the aromatic Sir Walter? Because I agree with you on the non-aromatic. It's really sometimes a surprisingly good and flavorful tobacco. I think Mark decided to call it Haunted Gaslight because it was spookier. We're not going to call it Gassy Bookshop XJ. We're just not going to do that. The non-aromatic. Yeah, it's good stuff, Flint Hill. Be careful, guys. You shouldn't say the man boy's name here. They'll flag you. Oh, there you go, Daniel. Quiet Nights is a good one. And all this time, I thought you were talking about Stan. I might have been XJ. What? I don't know why we were talking about that though. Sorry, sometimes it's just hard to keep track. Oh, look who's stuck in there. It was Eric the blue collar pipe smoker, and I missed him. How you doing, Eric? Oh, Sir Walter Raleigh. Now I get it, XJ. Okay. Yeah, Eddie, that's the problem with the arrows. They're a good aromatic is few and far between for me. Oh, that'd be cool to watch run. Right. Imagine your kid getting away and running off onto the field and the dog brings him back. A 50-50 mix of frosty mint and chocolate truffle. Boy, XJ, that's adventurous. Oh yeah, Cuban mixture is good stuff, White Ash. I got, where is it? Got it right here. Doug is putting in a vote for Eric's YouTube video on pipe smoking dogs. A good attitude to have, Smooth Piper. You can taste the tobacco flavor and it's not goopy, give it a try. Is it really 9:20? My goodness, this night flew by. And I'm way behind on my beer drinking here. We gotta hurry up. Lost in the 50s. Doesn't like Latakia, but Galvin and Hogarth Scotch mixture is a nice medium blend. Mild medium blend. A well done mild Latakia blend is a nice change of pace now and then. I'll admit that. Okay, actually, I got plenty of time then, since it's only 11:20. It is kind of lukewarm, Phil. Daniel Leslie's asking, what got me into pipe smoking, and tell us about the first pipe I ever smoked. Ah, my goodness. I can tell you what got me into pipe smoking. The first pipe I ever smoked is gonna be a little. Well, I know what it was. I just don't know. I don't remember that moment, but I know what the pipe was, and I know what the tobacco was. Um, so yeah, I've told the story before, but I was uh, in graduate school in Pittsburgh, and I used to walk from the university where I was working back to the place I was living. It was about an hour walk, and I could take a bus, but I just liked walking. It gave me time to think. And I used to smoke cigars, and I was perfectly happy with that. But it gets cold in Pittsburgh, and if you want to walk for an hour and smoke a cigar, you've got to keep your hand out, and it just was. So I thought, well, a pipe, and went into a Rite Aid actually, and bought a gray bow and a pouch of Captain Black white label, and that was the first pipe I believe that I smoked, and then stuff developed from there. But yeah, that's how I started. Creator of the Boundless Universe has got Paul Spagnola 58th anniversary and a meerschaum pipe. Sounds nice. That's the way to drink them, Phil. You know, Doug, I've got a tin of McConnell Oriental mixture that's just slightly out of my reach that I've been thinking about. Oh, thank you, Phil. Thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. I gotta wait for the foghorn to stop. There we go. I've been thinking about opening that tin for a while now, so you may have just inspired me. Maybe I'll give that a shot. You know, Cole, you can smoke indoors. You don't have to smoke outside. I'm just saying. Now, if my wife wasn't so tolerant, or if I had children, which would probably make my wife less tolerant, uh, I'd be in a very different situation for sure. Captain Black Sherry. Can't be worse than Captain Black Grape, Michael. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got my sound effects working again. But for some reason, I don't know why this is true. So they're number keys. I just press the key and the sound effect goes off. For some reason, key number one does this.
Ho, ho, ho!
I don't know. Oh, Christian, did I miss your birthday, buddy? A happy birthday and no worries. I hope you and Marie had a wonderful time. Wait a minute, your birthday isn't in. Oh, I'll have to check this out. I thought your birthday was in the spring, which meant I missed it. But I'm a terrible friend. Had a girlfriend at a casino deride an overweight woman and ask if I would still love her if she were. Is that sane, Phil? Oh, she were the same. I got you. I got you. One cheeseburger. That's funny, Phil. Mushroom Leg's birthday is Monday. Well, happy birthday, buddy. Turning 40. You're still a spring chicken. Beef Wellington. Very nice. 40 is the halfway point, says Poem. One way to look at it. And Daniel Leslie's going to be 40 July 29th. Oh, happy early birthday, Daniel. 40 must be a good age right now. Ain't it the truth, Phil? I remember turning 40 like it was yesterday. I just don't remember anything that happened between then and now. Oh, look at that. Doug Owens got a recipe for Captain Black Grape. Who let the kid in here? Ain't that the truth, Cole? Patrick Grant's turning 60 in September. My goodness. I'm rapidly approaching that age. Gary Edmonster, 69 this month. Wow, happy birthday to you, Gary. And happy early birthday to you, Patrick. Didn't mean to leave you out there. Oh, cool, Christian. Larry's been putting out some cool looking tampers. Drop Bear Woodworks. How you doing, Glenn? All's good here. Good to see you. Yeah, I've heard that, Phil. It's hard to accept that the kids have grown up. 101 miles on the bike, Flint Hill. That's impressive. I like them both, Daniel. Cigars and pipes. I just smoke pipes more because it's less of a commitment in time. Um, but I like them both. White Ash wants to know if that bike was a Harley. Careful, Tim. It's a little bit of sodium in that diet. Oh, Eddie's just a little boy, 31 years old. My goodness. And I'm glad that glad you enjoy spending Friday nights with us, Eddie. Peter's turning 53 on July 20th. Oh, happy early birthday to you, Peter. Yes, Jeffrey, please do hit the like button, guys. Thank you, Jeffrey, for pointing that out. Just helps us get the word out and make sure we got a nice crowd next week. 74 in September. Beowulf, yep. It's great that we got that distribution, though. We got some older folks, we got some younger folks, we got guys like me that are comfortably in the middle. As young as Texas Piper is, he's still watching enough reruns to be Team Ginger. It had to come up eventually. And Glenn is turning 48 on July 5th. Fantastic. Happy early birthday, buddy. Lost in the 50s will be 34 in the 8th, and this is what he does with his Friday. You know, all you younger guys, it's kind of sad, but I appreciate you being here. I get it, Tim. I get it. Yes, Kevin, it's apparently the new. Instead of doing a tobacco roll, we do an age roll now. Yeah, Doug, there's definitely an economic component to the pipes versus cigars thing. Cigars have just gotten too expensive. It does, Eddie, it does. Well, folks, I have managed to get to the bottom of the barrel here, and we're a little bit over, but not too bad. So I'm going to finish up and draw this to a close. Thank you all once again for joining me this Friday. It was a great time. I always look forward to this and always have a fantastic time chatting with you all. So we'll be back next week, as usual. We'll be back on Sunday with a video talking about something. I don't know. Maybe I'll give you a garden update if the rain stops. The garden's doing well. But with that, we will say good night. So thank you all. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.